Hi, I'm Colleen Young. I am a certified birth doula who also offers postpartum support to parents. And my whole goal is from pregnancy through birth, through that first year, that you as parents feel that you've had the most satisfying experience as possible. As doulas, we cannot guarantee outcomes, we cannot guarantee anything, but my goal is that you, as a couple that's welcoming this new little bundle of joy into the world, feels like you have all the options in front of you that you can make the best decisions possible. And so I have been doing this for about 3 years as a doula. And before that, I was a nanny for 10 years in a professional setting in Seattle. And I said, hey, let's try YouTube and see how this goes. You can find me on Instagram. That is mainly where I spend my time. I'm also on Facebook. And then I have a website. So we'll dive right in today. We're going to talk about my top 10 items of things to put in the hospital bag, specifically for labor. This is just specifically for the labor part. We'll do another segment for the postpartum side of that in your hospital bag. My goal with these clips are to do 5 minutes. Your time is short, life is precious, you're busy, you have a million other things going on. So click like, subscribe for more 5-minute clips on anything pregnancy and postpartum related, including labor and delivery. And I'm going to dive right in. Item number one to put in your hospital bag specifically for labor, your own hospital gown. I know that sounds simple. I know it sounds like, well, they offer one. Why would I not? When I just find that when women have their own clothes, their own gown during labor and delivery, which often end up coming off by the end of it, you feel less like a patient and more like a woman, more like the person that's in charge of your birth instead of what's kind of being told to do. It's kind of just this visual feeling of, hey, I'm not in a hospital gown. This is not a medical procedure. I'm giving birth, which is natural and normal. Item number two, sounds silly, but your own flip flops. Every person's different. I have worked with women that don't care. Like I tended to be that way. You're in a hospital setting. You are going under the assumption that it is clean and sterile. Other people don't want to walk on the bare floor with their bare feet. So flip flops are a great option because you also can take them into the shower with you. They're easy to put on and off. And honestly, the dollar flip flops, I think they're still $1 at Old Navy. Cheap, simple. You can throw them out at the end of the day after labor. With that, item number three would be an extra set of clothes for your husband, specifically for labor. Because if your hospital has a shower or a birthing tub or a tub of any kind that you're going to want to get in, most often it's going to be your birth partner that's in there with you, and they just want to not have to worry about getting wet and staying wet the rest of labor and delivery. So they have a spare clothes. And with that, I recommend layers. Often women get really hot or really cold in labor. And so having layers that you can take on and take off as the thermostat has to get adjusted is a really great thing. With that, I recommend warm socks for mom during labor and delivery. Often it's cold in hospitals, but also you add hormones and the shakes and the shivers, is that having warm socks to pull on over your feet during labor is really good. The next item I recommend is a heating pad, especially over like a hot water bottle. Hot water bottles, not all hospitals can get water that's warm enough to keep that hot bottle warm. So heating pad, a heating pad can get plugged in. You can adjust the temperature. It's easy to ebb and flow. So heating pad would be my next item. Item number six might be my top three, chapstick. Chapstick, chapstick, chapstick. Your lips are going to get dry. Hospital rooms usually tend to be dry. And the worst thing when you're trying to push is like this undeniable feeling that you need to put something on them to moisturize your lips. It sounds silly, but it's there. And put it somewhere in your hospital bag that is easy for your doula, your birth partner, or a nurse to grab for you so you don't have to worry about it. Number seven would be a water bottle with a straw. The straw is the key point. Now, a lot of hospitals do offer this, but sometimes it's nice just to have your own. During pushing, especially when you're just have a couple minutes to rest, you don't want to be trying to chug and tilt a bottle. So the straw really helps me as a doula or your partner to be able to pop it in your mouth. You take a swig and get it out. So the straw is the key component, but usually a 32 to 64 ounce bottle of water. Bring it with you. Next would be, and this is controversial, not everyone agrees with this, but I would tell you an extra pillow for mom and extra blankets. Hospitals, again, cold, hot, cold, hot. And then pillows, I feel like, are like black market items at a hospital that they're hard to get most often. So you want a nice thick pillow because the hospital ones usually are thin. It's like pulling teeth to get more of them. So bring yourself a nice cushy pillow. The biggest thing I suggest is a white pillowcase over it that you can either just toss out or bleach at the end of the day. Next item, especially if you like music, is a playlist. Playlists are great. They don't have to be 20 songs long. It can be your top 3 favorite songs that just really encourage you and support you and will give you a place to zone in. It can be background play music that you would find in like a massage room. It doesn't have to be intricate. You don't have to sit there and spend hours and hours, but find a couple songs that you really like. And then last but not least, the most important thing. Again, this is a slightly controversial one, but all the evidence is on my side. And Evidence-Based Birth has a really great article on all of this. Bring your own food and something to keep you hydrated. Something besides water. I usually recommend a liquid IV, coconut water, something that has electrolytes in it. And you'll kind of want to switch off and back and forth between water and an electrolyte drink. Now, food. Bring something to eat. You are more likely to get malnourished, I use it very lightly, but like need energy. You're going to need carbs and protein, and you're more likely to be on the intervention train because you don't have food to give you energy than you are to aspirate in a C-section. That's why they don't want you to have food during labor. So I say if you're there for a C-section, this doesn't apply to you. If you're there for just normal, not a high-risk birth, even honestly, like I had preeclampsia, I ate during labor. Eat the food. And people always ask, well, what do you recommend? I usually recommend think of the Bratz diet. You want something that's bland, so bananas, protein bars don't have to be bland, but something that's soft, apples with peanut butter, muffins, some fruit, some people say suckers, just something to give you energy when you're tired and exhausted that you can quickly eat. And this is going to sound gross, but in all honesty, that you also wouldn't like absolutely hate throwing up. Um, so, yeah, if you found this at all helpful, again, click subscribe, like. I'm just starting to get this channel going. So, every share, every subscriber helps. I really appreciate it. And again, feel free to follow me on Instagram if you want more content like this.